Okay, so still the same date, March 18th, 2022. This is I guess you could say it's like a squash. it's a, I don't know. I don't know if it originated from a squash seed or a pumpkin seed because, they kind of go yellow or orange, I should say, right? They come out really, really green, and then this has been in the playroom under a chair since last year, people. These seeds, I'm sure, will grow. And this is what I wanted to show you. See how nice that is? Look how nice. Look how nice and clean. This is the thing about squash. It will last a long, 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 long time. So I'm getting it ready. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put it in here. There's just a little bit of chicken thighs from my freezer. I'm going to put some butter in there. I'm going to put some brown sugar in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there. And boy, oh boy, is it ever going to be good. And I'm working on cooking up some homemade macaroni. Okay, so now it's March 21st, 2022. I'm on seriously. I don't know what kind of governments we got. People stressing everybody out so that they're buying things that necessarily they wouldn't be buying, especially in bulk like this. But in light of what's going on, I highly recommend that you get your oils and your fats in order in terms of however you're going to store your butter, however you're going to store your lard, however you're going to store your oils. In this situation, we've got virgin coconut oil, and then I went out of my way and I got refined coconut oil. You can see two different kinds. One was more expensive than the other. Don't ask me which was which. Besides that point, you can cook and bake and do all kinds of stuff with this stuff, right? And being that they're so nicely packaged, they're going to stay fresh for a long time, especially if you put them in a cool area, cool, dark place, right? Not so much dark because of the container it's in, but definitely cool, because it will just stay rock hard, okay? In terms of where I'm going to put it. And I don't have to open these anytime soon because I already have the organic coconut butter. Now, even though it got a little caramelized, it's still pretty good. I'm starting to try and attempt to eat it just with a scoop, right? You know what I'm saying? Boost up my immune system. I give it to Amari almost every day. The next time I open this bucket and I want to rejar it, I know what to do. Same thing with these. But in the meantime, these are just going down into long-term food storage. Okay? I'm choosing to buy more of a coconut oil before I am an oil. Now, I do have oil in, different containers in storage. But this one I just thought would probably hold up with the test of time, okay? Because if there's a bad batch in terms of if the coconut oil or whatever isn't that great, it's because of when it was packaged, not so much because you left it for a long time, because coconut oil and those kind of things can actually stay unopened for a long period of time, and even opened for a long period of time and be fine, right? I thought this would be the better choice with more options to do things with it. So I'm just suggesting that you might want to consider doing the same. Now, I ordered these off of Amazon. They actually delivered it, I think, within 1 to 2 days. I was quite surprised. Besides that point, if you shop around, you might be able to find it a little more cheaper, but I don't get out, so for me it just made more sense to order it off of Amazon. Now I don't have to worry about it. I'm good to go. Maybe in about 6 months from now, because I am using this more regularly, 6 months, 7 months or so down the line, I may order another one, right? I may. We'll see. Okay, so look at the date here, people. So what is it? It's March 22nd, right? 2022. We're on YouTube. Now, I'm almost tempted to put this up on YouTube, people. Seriously. Try and keep it generic. But in the meantime, do you see what this is? This is Rebel News. Okay? This is why I say Rebel News is a little suspect. Okay? It says, police crack down on peaceful protesters at Calgary Freedom Rally. Okay. That's what this is. All right? And guess who I see, people? Who do you think? Didn't I tell you? Mr. Toucan is everywhere. The first thing you got to notice about Mr. Toucan is how tall he is. Right? And he's got these long ass arms. Okay? You can clearly see... Where's my finger? You can clearly see the height difference. Okay? That's the first thing. And you can't miss his nose, because that's why he's called Mr. Toucan. Now, how is it that Mr. Toucan could be in a whole lot of videos in Ontario, what, a month ago? And now he's suddenly in Calgary. Okay? Because this video was just done recently. Okay? See, I'm just pointing it out. Now, I just noticed him and I stopped it. I really don't know what the video is about, because as you can see, I haven't gone too far into it. But I figured it would be just a matter of time before Mr. Toucan would show up again. Okay? And guess what? I don't think I'm wrong. Nope. So here, let's just, I put it on a slow speed, and we're going to see what happens. That's Mr. Toucan, people. That is Mr. Toucan. AKA Super Soldier. Yeah, you can dress him up any way you want.
What? This.
Tell me how that's not Mr. Toucan.
This.
Like I said, they like to feature him.
Morning.
Yeah.
One night.
That's Mr. Toucan, people.
Came here.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how and when he comes into the frame, and we're just going to watch 4 seconds or so on slow speed. Okay, and you're going to just see how it, all of a sudden he's just comes into the frame. Okay, this isn't it yet.
I just.
Okay, just wait.
It upset me.
That's not him. That's not Mr. Toucan. There he is. You see? Right there, people. That's Mr. Toucan. Yeah. Same cocky looking face.
Part-time feeling with this morning.
That's Mr. Toucan. How is it that Mr. Toucan could be in Ontario a month ago and now he's in Calgary? I think that's the question. And why is Rebel News featuring him? Okay, I would say that's Mr. Toucan. Where are we into the video? We're way over here now. Okay, 9:15 into the video. That's Mr. Toucan. The thing about Mr. Toucan and individuals like him, I'm telling you people, they're already the walking dead. Okay? Yeah. They wear bodysuits. Okay? Whatever's over there, whatever's skin they've got on isn't theirs. Let's put it that way. Because they're robotoids / made to look like humans. Right? Coming into frame in a minute. There he is. Right there. Where am I? There's this one. That's Mr. Toucan. See his long neck? Do you see how long his neck is? Where am I? Do you see how long his neck is, people? You see how tall he is? Where is he? Here he is. Right? Boy, oh boy, I tell ya. How am I supposed to do anything in here, people? Think about it. Look at this. This is my sewing room. Like, all the time. Never changes. I have to get this paperwork out of here, people. It's taking up over my life. It's taken over my life. It's taken over my life, people. Ever since they medically kidnapped Uncle John. Now, mind you, this house took over my life because of this yard. But with all this paperwork, I just showed you a binder, right? Here's another one. I have to log this shit still. Okay? I have to number it up. I don't know. Log it up. Right? I have to type out what it is. Then I gotta photocopy it in triple. And then I gotta submit it to court under my document list. Anyway. I want to get back into sewing. Even if it's just a little bit. But I can't do any of that until I move this paper out of here. It's just so much work, people, you don't know. But, you know, it's one day at a time, right? That's all you can do. So I'm in here right now, trying to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this. Because every time I try and make attempt to do it, you know, I get veered off with something else, right? Forget about it for a few days or a week or a couple of weeks. Sometimes even a couple of months. Like in the next 2 or 3 days, I'm going to attempt to make quote-unquote ghee. Okay? Because I still have the ghee to do. I've got another batch of frozen vegetables in the dehydrator. Right? I got a half a box full of homemade macaroni, dried and packaged. Right? I still have to do the lard, okay? The fat, the pork fat, okay? That will go after the ghee, because that's frozen. The butter is in the fridge, so whatever I've got there in terms of what I can use, then I'll use that, and that will be my first attempt. And I'm going to can it after the fact, right? Like seal the jars. And then I'm going to do cod. I still want to can some cod that's frozen in my freezer, right? Not to mention anything else that might trickle in, okay? Like another batch of frozen vegetables or something like that. So I'm doing food prep in the background, right? As I'm now trying to wean myself away from that stuff and keep it on a down low and get more involved in the trenches in here because, you know, Tisha started a business and I want to help her, right? You know, and I just want to kind of get back to some of the good old days. Not that I'll ever have the good old days again, but, you know, this sewing room could be a little more functional, right? It's not really doing much in here other than sitting on paperwork, right? I have some non-profit stuff I have to do, and if I don't do it like ASAP soon, as soon as possible, I'll be having some accounts through HSBC Bank go dormant. But whose fault is that, people? Uncle John is still assigning authority on that bank, okay? All right. So, I wonder what the judge would say about that. Or why does Mr. John Duncan still have signing authority on all the banks when it relates to the nonprofit HSBC bank account, right? And what about ShaMay's trust account that requires his signature and my signature to do anything about? Okay. That's still there. And then there's Andre's little quote-unquote trust account that was connected to John's account, right? When they took Andre, I went off and borrowed a whole bunch of money off of my life insurance. And then we went to the bank and we opened up an account through John's account, right? In terms of a little savings account. We put the money in there. And then I used that money. I drew it out. And then I ended up, because I put up a GoFundMe, right? But that was taken down, of course, right? They wouldn't allow me to GoFundMe for a lawyer, right? But, you know, that's how I started making my first lawsuit against the government to take them to the Supreme Court to get Andre back. That's what I ended up using my life insurance money for. And then because they could see that I was serious to do something about it, right, that's when they appointed me a lawyer through an approval through the head office in freaking Victoria. Okay? And that account's been just sitting there. Can't do nothing with it because it requires John's signature, right? See, Uncle John just turned his back on everybody, said, fuck you. But if you notice, he's still in the mix because it requires his signature with just those three things alone, people, in order to release money. Money that these companies, banks, whatever, don't own. But yet they're holding it hostage because they're trying to cover up, especially CIBC Bank, with what they did to Uncle John in terms of medically kidnapping the elderly and then exploiting them for their assets as they destroy innocent families while they do it. Right. So it's not like I can just toss this paperwork off to the side and say, fuck it. No, I gotta follow through on it. Right, I gotta follow through on it. Let the judge deal with it. You deal with those companies that requires Uncle John's signature. Because if your kind would have done your job the first time around like you were supposed to, I wouldn't be standing there in front of the judge when it's time for trial. Fucking right, people. Like, these guys are so fucking crooked, you don't know. You don't know. How are they gonna worm their way out of this one? Huh? How? Okay, so I'm moving these boxes out and I'm gonna finish packing them up and send them out hopefully within the next month or so. This is April's for her daughter. She has a little girl, and this is for her daughter. It's been sitting in the box, patiently waiting. Right? And I've got a few other little things in here, but I'm going to finish it up, so hold on. Okay, so as I'm making dinner here, you know, Amari came back from seeing those women, right? They asked me if I wanted to keep them on for another year. I said, yeah, okay. So anyway, he went to go see the physiotherapist, and I don't know, speech, I think, something like that. Anyway, he's seen a couple of women, right? And they said that they were so proud of him. He's doing so good. They noticed he started using his right hand, people, right? Last time we were sitting I brought him to the table and he was a little scared. It was just a couple videos back. It was a new environment. Anyway, he reached out with his right hand. And I said to Tisha, I said, yeah, you know, he's been doing really good. So anyway, in terms of food, he said he, you know, from what Tisha was telling him, he does really good. Right? A lot of kids, I don't want to say, well, I think maybe most even, in a situation like his, you know, more than half anyway, they're all on feeding tubes, but not Amari. So, I'm doing this, you know, in the dark, kind of. Right, Saturday, I'm going to attempt to change things on Saturday. Right, so we'll see. We'll see if I'm successful at it. Right, last Saturday something came up. Tisha's friend was in a situation of domestic violence. Right. And Tisha was running around at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure this girl was safe. Anyway, as I'm doing this, I'm like, you know, because I'm the one that does this, people. If you notice, if you're wondering what this is a pickle. This is a little bit of a pickle, because what happens is when Andre and we start eating, you know, Amari wants to eat too, and he likes everything basically that we eat. So I give him pretty much everything that we eat. Unless, of course, it's really, really hot, and even then, you know, I'd give him a little bit watered down with something else, right? And so, the thing is, though, he doesn't chew like us, right? So I'm like doing this. Can you see? It was a crunchy pickle. It's not one of my pickles, it's store-bought pickle. And I have to make sure that it's, you know, no big chunks. So I'm like, okay, so what? You gonna put this up on YouTube? Right. And I'm like, you know, maybe I should start Amari his own page. Right? That's what I'm thinking, right? So that, you know, because this is related to Amari. And, what do you call it? See? That's just pickle. That's all that is. And then I have to grind up his salad, which is lettuce, green onion, carrot, and tomato, and a green pepper. And I basically just grind it all up, right? And then I use salad dressing. Or I make my own salad dressing with mayonnaise and the juice from fermented cucumbers, right? But in this case, we're just using just a store-bought French whatever, right? Yeah, you're hungry. Can you smell it? He's coming out with more vowels and stuff. He's trying so hard to talk, people. You don't know. So hard. Can you smell it, Amari? Okay, so what happened was I opened up a jar of chicken thighs from 2015. Now, we already did that once before, but because I used a different kind of lid, I wasn't impressed with the rim of it. Even though it popped, I don't know. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to pick up on it, okay? Because, you know, the more that we share this kind of information in terms of coming across things that we've never come across before when it comes to canning in this situation, right? you know, I think it's worth noting, but I can't do it until the daylight, because as you can see, right, so it's pretty dark right now. So instead what I did is I just put that jar of chicken thighs back in the fridge for now, because I just opened it, and but I didn't like what I seen on the lid. I'll show you tomorrow. And I opened up a can of beef instead. And we had rice yesterday, so I just put the rice in there, and then I'm going to make it the gravy. Alright, I'm making dinner. Alright. And we've been having late dinners. I'm working all day long. I'm feeding Amari at 11 o'clock at night. But that's okay. That's our schedule right now. Right. I mean, that's not the only time I feed him, but that's his last meal of the night. I eat, lay down, and basically fall asleep. Then I get up and I start bucking around in the kitchen. Right, 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever it may be. 5, 6, doesn't matter. I have no real fixed schedule on anything. So anyway, I just, you know, I'm thinking maybe you could just have a couple of videos, like, well, I already have them on my YouTube channel, kind of mixed in with everything, but I don't have them specifically designed for children with disabilities, and with Amari being the leader in terms of he's doing really good with his eating skills, like really good, people. Like, he eats better even. He hardly bites the spoon, and, you know, he's not picky, right? You know, he's well versed with food. Like last night he had sardines. I thought it was canned ham. It turned out to be sardines and tomato sauce. So Andre didn't eat them, but Amari and we did. But you know, this is important. But you know, for me, I oftentimes think that people just don't want to do this, and because they don't do it, you know, the children just end up going on feeding tubes. You know, I mean, obviously some kids have a really hard time, right? But you know, anyway. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I should do videos like this and maybe put them up on ShaMay's channel. Right? I'll go check and see. I haven't been to her channel for a long time. Last time I put something up on her channel, Julian's sister went in there and posted it up on her channel, copied it, and then posted it up on her channel with a completely different song because ShaMay was singing to it, right? ShaMay was singing, and then Tamika took the video off of ShaMay's channel, put it up on her channel, not even within 24 hours, because she stalks me, right? And then put some Mexican music or something on it. Just stupid shit, right? Just stupid shit. But I would think, you know, this would be maybe if I could just focus and have a side dish video, nothing more, nothing less, in terms of just focus on the subject at hand, and then, you know, put those kind of videos up on ShaMay's channel, right? Just so that people can see. You know, it's one thing talking, but you have to see, right? And the reason I'm doing it this way, because for the amount that I'm giving him, it doesn't work. Right? You know, it's, for what it's worth, you can just go like this. And boy, oh boy, he's going to gobble this up. He's going to love it. So hold on. So what happens here is, I make, his food, right? And you know, and then I make Andre's plate, and then I make my plate, and then I go and I feed Amari. Well, my plate basically just sits on the couch. I might get lucky and get a bite or two, but I basically feed Amari first, right? And then after I'm done feeding Amari, then I get to eat. This is the only way I can give him salad, but he really likes it. Right? Now, why is it that a lot of these kids are on feeding tubes? What's going on? Is it because the caregivers don't want to do this? Alright. Every day in, day out. I mean, obviously some meals are easier than other meals because, you know, it's not so much mashing and doing that. Right? I'll show you here what it looks like. So here, lettuce, tomato, carrot, seems to be okay. A little bit of green pepper. And then when I'm ready to put salad dressing on Andre's salad and my salad, I'll give him a bit of that as well. On top of what he's got here. Yeah, I hear you calling me. It's coming. Can you smell it? Huh? Can you smell the food? Yeah? Okay. See? I bought some chickpea mitsu from Organic Matters. I haven't used it yet. It's in the fridge because it has probiotics in it, right? This is where you'd want to use it, right? But that's okay. It's kind of hard to do things in the dark. Right. I don't see that well. And then what happens, I have to, now I'll show you. It's just the way it goes. Alright. This is the best for him though, because he's getting everything he needs. And since I've slowed down with these drinks, oh, it's been so much better, people. I mean, it's not completely perfect, but let's just say it's so much easier on him. So much. Right? And then there are no rules to videos. See? And then, there we go. The thing about canned meat, oh boy, it's so soft, right? That's why it's important not to boil it too fast when you start heating it up for that 10 minutes. Right? You have to kind of do the same thing. Just make sure that... Yes, I hear you. Andre, can you sit him up? Maybe he's got a burp. Okay, well then just hold on, Amari. Nana can't rush, man. Okay? Come on now. I'm doing as best as I can. I would so wish I had more help. You don't know. But it is what it is. Right. And then I have to mash it. Right? You know, by the time you're done this, you know, it is what it is though, right? He likes having dinners like this. Yeah, I know, I hear you. He likes having whatever we're eating, he wants to eat the same thing. I mean, obviously I can't give him a sandwich, but it depends. Depends on what it is and what I can mix with it. I mean, obviously I'd have to mash up the bread and, you know, whatever's inside, right? But he doesn't eat a lot of bread. Alright, you see how this goes? Even that rice is too big. So then I take the knife and I just have to go like this. Takes a little while. And then I'll heat it up with some nice gravy after the fact. Right, this video would be good on ShaMay's. And I can't put ShaMay stuff up there because if I do anything to do with ShaMay or Maury, that fucking thing just, I don't know. she wants to put this up on her channel, she can do that. Stupid shit, people. Alright. Doesn't do a damn thing except stalk my family. That's it. So much so I can't even put ShaMay's videos up on YouTube on her own channel. Alright. Could you see Julian's sister doing this day in, day out, year after year with her fake nails? No, I can't see it happening. In between doing her braids with her fake hair all the way down to her ass. Okay. But yet she thinks she can stalk me. But anyway, I'm thinking to put this up, like not maybe this video, but maybe just try and just, like I say, stay on topic. This one's the Maj Pause of just whatever I'm going through in my day. I'm going to start making ghee probably in the next couple of 2-3 days. I'm going to start, I'm doing a lot of things at one time, okay? I'm going from room to room, doing this, doing that, doing. But I've got it in my head that I'm going to start making ghee. As soon as I wash my jars, get everything ready, I'm going to prep for the next day or 2 or 3. And then I'm going to attempt to make ghee. My first time. And I'm going to can it. Heat can it. Right? Do you see how long this takes? But this is the only way. Right? This is the best for them. Alright. Alright, and then I have to go like that. Just keep doing until I figure I get it to where I want it, right? Where I know he can cope with it. Right. I haven't even done the zucchini yet. Right. I should put this up on YouTube just to annoy YouTube staff. What is that person doing? Just mashing up food. Yeah, slap your ads on there, motherfucker. Right. Exploiting your clientele. Some of these ads that are coming up on people's videos, like, you can't even exit out of them, and they're double running them too, eh? I just turn off the volume. Yeah, I do. Yeah. See? It takes a little while. But these little grains of rice, you know, they could be a problem for him. So I have to try and catch them as best as I can. Oh. See, if I focused on videos like this with different foods that I give them, like the different meals, how I combine them, and, you know, not only would somebody have a reference for when I'm gone, how to feed them, you know, I mean, assuming that I'm assuming that would be Tisha, but, you know, because Amari will more than likely outlive me, that's for sure, as long as we don't have too many episodes like the last time we had it with that puking because he wasn't pooing. That scared the life out of me, people. It was too close for comfort for me. So there. That should be pretty much fine. I do the little bites, you know, and that's another thing, you know, it's how you feed them too, right? You can't give them big bites, right? You have to give them little bites because they can cope with it better. You know, I think I should maybe do that. Just try and focus on, you know, Amari needs in terms of looking after a disabled child, and just little techniques and things you learn along the way, and put them up on ShaMay's channel so that they're easy to find versus, you know, just randomly coming across them if you're lucky through my videos, right? They get lost in there, you can't find them, you know, and even then, you know, they wouldn't necessarily go under the right playlist because, you know how I am with my videos. I'm doing one thing and then I might be doing something else and talking about something else halfway through the video, right? And then Mari's side dish is just a part of a 2-hour video, you know. It's not the whole video, where if I do a video like this and just maybe keep it down to, well, however long it takes, and just stay focused on this kind of thing, you know, from start to finish kind of thing, then, you know, it's kind of like a complimentary to the cookbook, right? I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, so now that we've done that, see, that should be fine, but it needs, I'm going to put gravy on it, right? So we got the salad over here that's already mixing in with the meat. So we'll just spread that out. We've got the pickle over there. See, here's little grains of rice I missed. Alright. So, anything too grainy, no, not good. You have to break it up just a little bit more. And then we've got the zucchini. Alright, so now that should be pretty easy to mash up. Can you see what I'm doing? Where is it? Can't see nothing. And of course you bend your fork, right? See, Amari's not picky. No, not really. And then, of course, you have to cut up the skin. Alright, into smaller little pieces. I'll probably give him another piece. Alright, because I can blend this in with his rice and his meat. Beef is constipating, so that would actually be a good idea. Right. I gave him a fair amount, so just to help with the digestion. I'll give him extra. And he's eating more now too, right? He's getting quite the little appetite on him. So I'll give him a big one. He'll like it. See, it takes a half an hour just to do this. Most people at 10:45 at night are tired and don't want to be doing this. It doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock. Okay? I put in a full day, people. I got up at like, oh my God, I don't even know. Early in the morning. Like 7 or something. And I've been going all day. Okay, trust me. All day. I got into a little snip with my son. He says, I work harder than you. I said, no, I work hard too. Right? Not as hard as me. I said, look, it's not a pissing contest. I said, don't you hear me walking up and down in the halls at freaking 1, 2 o'clock in the morning? Right? I'll go all day and go all night. And sleep, get up and go wash dishes. Start all over again. Right? And I can't even put my own daughter's videos up on her own channel without having it hijacked by a thief that does absolutely nothing to help with anything other than making the life fucking miserable when you think about them. Think about her in terms of, like I said, well, it's not right. I should be able to put some of ShaMay's videos up with Amari on her channel. But we all know what will happen. But I can do this. That's for sure. And of course I could feed Amari, you know. Amari, I can feature Amari. He's a little camera hound. So he can eat the skin as long as they're fairly, you know, not too, you know, rough around the edges, I guess you could say. You know, and they're kind of small. You blend them in. There. That's Amari's dish now. All I have to do is take some nice hot gravy and put it over his rice and beef. He'll just gobble everything up. And then, of course, when I go feed him, I'm still doing this. Anytime you see me do that. But this is what keeps him healthy, people. I'm telling you. Amari's really healthy. He hardly ever gets a cold. Right? And he's like, just everything I said. These women, like, he's interactive. You know, they could see that he was thinking and he was trying to express himself and that. See? See? And then I take, it looks like it kind of boiled away. There's a little bit of gravy. I'll bend the pot and I'll just take a bit of gravy